Hello and welcome to TianquiztliCreations podcast. My name is Elle. If you are a new listener, welcome. And if you're a returning listener, welcome back. On today's episode, we are heading back to eBay. Why? Because it's fun. So a few nights ago, I had a terrible time falling asleep. Usually, I can turn on some ASMR videos and that relaxes me and I'm off to bed. But on this specific night, I just couldn't fall asleep. So instead, I pulled out my laptop and I typed in the search bar ebay.com. And from there, we looked up some of the haunted items that are for sale. Why? Well, after my last video about haunted jewelry, it just kind of stuck with me. What other items are out there that are haunted? Besides jewelry, and we know the occasional haunted doll. So I went ahead and went through a long list of different items. Some of them seem more interesting than others. So I picked five different items that we're going to talk about today. The first one is going to be a skeleton key from Norwich State Hospital in Connecticut. So for $65, you can be the owner of the skeleton key that was used to open medical records or the medical record room in the hospital. The seller does a pretty good job about not only describing it as being 2.5 to 3 inches long, but also gives you a little bit of history on the hospital itself. So I'm just reading what they wrote in the description, which states that the Norwich State Hospital was located in Connecticut, opened its doors in October 1904, and remained operational until October 10th, 1996. Throughout its years of operation, it housed geriatric patients, criminally insane patients, chemically dependent patients, and from 1931 to 1939, tubercular patients. I'm actually not sure what chemically dependent patients means, but we'll come back to that. So it was built on 100 acres of land and expanded at its peak over 30 buildings and 900 acres. So it expanded over the years. The hospital has been featured on multiple paranormal ghost hunting shows, and locals have consistently reported seeing apparitions and paranormal activity. The key has a very powerful energy attached to it. There was many reports of abuse to some of the patients, and this key would unlock the door to the patient's room. Imagine the patients waiting to be allowed to come out of their locked cell room to escape for some freedom to walk the 400 acres on the property. And the seller states they had this active haunted vintage key. They've had it for a while, and they do agree that there's some strong energy attached to it. And for $65, it can be yours. All right, we're going to move on to the second item. So the second item is actually a toy. It is a carved out toy, maybe some kind of goat. It looks like a goat to me. And the seller states that they actually obtained this toy after one of their paranormal investigations. They went up to northern Michigan, deep in the forest, found a haunted building that was partially burnt, and they went down to the cellar. They felt really creeped out, and it is here where they found this carved out goat toy. To describe it, it's kind of like one of those toys you give your kid when they're starting to walk. So they kind of pull on it and it has wheels and everything. That's what it looks like. I don't think there's a kid on this earth that I would be so cruel to give this toy to. but it looks like maybe in its prime day, it maybe was cute, but not anymore. And for $72, you can own it. All right, our third item, kind of going back to the jewelry theme, it's a ring. So there's pictures of this ring, which are kind of creepy, and the title just kind of gives it all away. Authentic demonic possessed ring, real satanic haunted, extremely dangerous. And honestly, if you see this ring, the ring itself, you probably seen it in any kind of jewelry catalog, maybe even at K's. And it's nothing extraordinary except for the fact that they took pictures of it and there's some really weird anomalies everywhere, like all the pictures they have on here. The seller also has a YouTube video where you can see the energy that it shows out, or the energy around it. Now, he does state the demonic level is unknown and dealing with any demon can be dangerous. So please be careful. And he gives you his YouTube video here, or YouTube channel to watch. So for $75, you can own a demon possessed ring. All right, we're going to go to our last two items, which are actually much more expensive than the first three. And they for a reason, because why would you want to purchase these, right? Or maybe you do. No, there's no, we don't judge here. Judgment free. Now, the fourth item is a haunted painting called The Return of the oh my God, why can I say this word? Prodigal son, prodigal. I know you know what I mean. I don't know why I'm struggling with this word so much today. But yes, there is a haunted painting for $9,999. You can be the owner of this. It's actually pretty interesting, except for the fact that there's a very ghostly image in the middle of it. Everything else looks pretty normal. And then you zoom in onto this, and there's a ghostly image of a person, or maybe a woman, and their eyes are hollow. There's nothing in there. So that makes it pretty creepy. And there's actually like different pictures where you can almost see other ghostly things going on. So I feel like with every picture, something kind of changes. I don't know if that's intentional, or maybe that's just why they say it's haunted. Probably. So this seller looks like they also have a YouTube channel, where you can get tarot card readings. That's pretty cool. The image itself looks like it was made into the mahogany wood. It measures about 24 inches. And let's see here. It ships all over the US, but I'm telling you, the image itself is pretty creepy. I'm telling you, they have like five different pictures here. Maybe no, there's like more if you scroll down. Um, and yeah, this is insane. Like some of these, you can see the one main ghostly apparition right in the middle, and in others, you can see like other creepy things going on in the background. And for $9,000, you can own it. All right, the last one is actually one that I was most amazed by, because it is the iron wine cellar gate for the Stanley Hotel. Now, I actually did a bonus episode a few weeks ago on the Stanley Hotel. You can find it on our TikTok and our Instagram accounts. It was a pretty quick video and pretty informative. But for $17,999, you can own the original iron wine cellar gate door that was inside the Stanley Hotel. This is actually pretty cool. It looks like it was made in the early 1900s, and the seller states that they purchased it from an auction in 1994 when they were renovating. And it's pretty big. It's about 80 feet tall and 45 feet wide. Um, and again, I'm telling you, it was located in the basement near the catacombs of the hotel, so you know that it's most likely haunted. What would you do with a door of this size? Like, I guess if you had your own wine cellar and all, that would be cool. That kind of reminds me, a few years ago, we took a trip down to Mexico to San Luis Potosi. And I remember we took this tour underground. If you're ever in the city of San Luis Potosi in Mexico, definitely take one of those tours. It was located in one of the historical hotels of the city, which I kind of wanted to stay there, but it's honestly it's expensive, like for a night, and it was four of us. So I just remember going in there, and I couldn't tell you whether it was because you're underground and it's stuffy, you start to feel like constricted to breathing, or there was something else down there, maybe both. But basically, they take groups of people under their cellar, and it's really dark, and it's all this brick that you walk through. The lighting is very minimal, and It's a great experience, but also very creepy. The rest of the hotel, I wish I could remember the name of it right now, was really amazing. Like I feel like they've done a really great job taking care of everything, and even the rooms seem like they're in really good shape. And I would definitely go back and stay there now, probably. But anyway, that kind of sums up our episode for today. Thank you for joining me for another eBay exploration of haunted items. I may actually be doing a part two on the haunted doll episode just because it did very well. And I see that they actually added many more dolls on here. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day.